Welcome to the fifth in a series of podcasts brought to you by Physical and Health Education Canada that outlines important education principles that support teachers to foster the development of physical literacy amongst students. My name is Ishan Angra, and I will be the host for today's podcast. The podcast was developed by the Centre for Healthy Development through Sport and Physical Activity at Brock University, located in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, in conjunction with PHE Canada and Sport Canada. Today we will continue to examine various teaching strategies that educators should consider when fostering the development of physical literacy amongst their students. Using the acronym EDUCATION, our objective is to help teachers implement a quality physical education program with physical literacy in mind. Individuals who are physically literate move with competence in a wide variety of physical activities that benefit the development of the whole person. Quality physical education programs provide one of the most effective ways to foster the development of physical literacy amongst children and youth. In today's podcast, the A in education will be the focus. In the education acronym, the A stands for ability. Fostering ability in a teaching environment includes encouraging individual improvement, fostering the development of a wide variety of fundamental skills in order for students to develop movement competence, and providing refining cues to enable learners to improve their motor skills. Fundamental skills are the building blocks for transferability to specific and specialized sports skills. For example, being proficient at the overarm throw serves as a foundation for success at more specialized skills, such as the volleyball spike, the tennis serve, or pitching a ball in baseball. This diagram presents the building blocks necessary for successful movement development. Each stage builds upon the previous one, illustrating that fundamental movement skills are developed after rudimentary forms of movement, which develop early in life. If individuals are placed into specialized activities before they become proficient at fundamental skills, their chances of hitting a proficiency barrier increases. Individuals who continually hit a proficiency barrier due to the absence of proficient fundamental skills will often become frustrated and often reduce their level of engagement or drop out of activity altogether. Hence, the development of fundamental skills is critical for individuals to engage in lifestyle physical activity both confidently and competently. Fundamental skills can be broken down into three broad categories: locomotor, stability, and manipulation. Just like the alphabet serves as the foundation for reading skills, fundamental movement skills are the foundation of all physical activity and are essential both to an individual's development of effective motor skills and to the application of these skills in a wide variety of physical activities. According to Gallahue and Donnelly, locomotor refers to total body movements in which the body is propelled in an upright posture from one point to another. For example, hopping, skipping, jumping, running, galloping, chasing, and fleeing. Object manipulations are gross and fine body movements in which force is given to or received from objects. Examples: throwing, catching, collecting, kicking, punting, dribbling, volleying, or striking. Finally, stability is the ability to sense a shift in the relationship of the body parts that alter one's balance, as well as the ability to adjust rapidly and accurately for these changes with appropriate compensating movements. For example, dodging, log rolling, stroke standing.
The following is a video clip to illustrate fundamental movement skills focusing on stability. Within this media clip, we witness two girls performing a gymnastic sequence, demonstrating stability skills and object manipulation. Using the ropes, they not only demonstrate static, non-moving stability in the upside-down balance, but also dynamic moving stability with moving forwards and backwards with the ropes.
Movement education is a conceptual approach to developmentally appropriate skills through a wide variety of activities such as creative dance, educational gymnastics, and developmental games. As individuals experience movement, they also learn the vocabulary of movement in order to increase their understanding of the diversity and openness of movement possibilities. The teaching methodology allows students to use a problem-solving and exploratory approach. Movement education follows three principles. First, the pedagogy used ranges from direct to indirect depending on the task. Second, the content is rooted in evidence-based practice that is applied when learning skills. Third, the context reinforces that movement skills are diverse within various forms of movement.
The following video illustrates the context principle of movement education. Fundamental movement skills can be obtained within various contexts such as dance, games, and gymnastics. For example, the video displays two students walking along the beam displaying locomotor skills within gymnastics, which can be substituted within a dance sequence using the same locomotor skills.
At the center of a movement education approach is the development of fundamental movement skills. How these skills are used can be broken down into four main movement concepts: body awareness, what the body moves; effort and quality of movement, how the body moves; space awareness, where the body moves; and finally relationships, with whom or what the body moves with. When framing fundamental movement skills with movement education, we are able to further break down the skill and understand the mechanics behind each fundamental movement skill with the use of each movement concept category. For instance, if we take the locomotor skill of running, we can break it down under body awareness by indicating which body parts are being used as the individual runs. Under effort qualities, if we take the object manipulation skill of kicking a soccer ball, we can break it down under weight and determine whether we require a strong or light kick based on the distance of our target. Under spatial awareness, if we take a stability skill of dynamic balance, we can break it down under directions as seen in the earlier video with ropes, and determine whether to move in a forwards or backwards direction. Under the relationship concept, if we take the skill of kicking a soccer ball again, we can break it down under a relationship and determine what we must do with the ball and whether we will kick it towards the net or a teammate. Just like a wheel is critical to making a bicycle move, fundamental skills are critical to make the body move. Movement concepts provide the description of how the body moves and provides the support for the skills. What emerges is a movement alphabet that not only describes the type of movements that are needed, but how we move as well. Movement education offers an opportunity for experiencing a diversity of movement through creative instructional methods and allows students of all abilities to find success. There are many benefits to fostering the development of proficient fundamental motor skills and movement concepts. First, just like we want children to learn the alphabet and the grammatical structure of language, being proficient at a wide variety of fundamental skills enables students to become more versatile movers, who can then respond to a wide variety of scenarios. Second, as identified before, the development of fundamental skills is critical to ensure that participants do not hit a proficiency barrier before taking part in more specialized forms of movement. Third, through observation, instructors can provide specific formative feedback on how to improve the quality of an individual's movement. For example, by focusing upon both skill and movement concepts, an instructor can provide feedback not only on the technical aspects of a skill, for example, step with opposite foot when throwing a ball, but also on the application of the skill within a specific context, for example, throw the ball over an opponent, or throw the ball quickly. Fourth, the development of fundamental skills and the use of movement concepts typically follows a developmental sequence, starting with the development of stability skills, then locomotor skills, and finally manipulation skills. As well, the application of the movement concepts typically starts with body awareness, followed by effort and spatial awareness, and finally relationship concepts. Finally, the development of fundamental skills and movement concepts is a part of every physical education curriculum across Canada. Specific expectations and outcomes are identified in every province that focuses upon the development of these critical skills and concepts. In order to provide critical formative feedback that will help enhance movement skill confidence and competence. Practitioners need to be skillful observers in order to provide a successful and safe learning environment. Observation can be defined as a concept and process that involves selection, interpretation, and decision-making. Observation uses skills such as watching, surveying, scrutinizing, inspecting, studying, and assessing. According to Murray and Lathrop, the skill of observation plays an essential role in effective teaching and learning. Physical educators are often required to analyze a wide variety of observational skills, such as interpreting facial expressions, body language, scanning, and analyzing an entire class. Furthermore, Murray and Lathrop provide pedagogical strategies for observing skills. Verbal tasks should employ specific language that draws attention to body and environmental cues that can assist with skill improvements. Observational skills also require visual acuity, movement analysis skills, and translation of visual images into an effective oral vocabulary. Providing refining cues is also important to help learners improve their skills development. For example, from the Fundamental Movement Skills series developed by PHE Canada, refining cues for the fundamental skill of hopping could include reminding students to bend their ankles, knees, and hips. It is critical that physical education programs are inclusive and engage all students irrespective of their gender, background, or ability. To create the most inclusive environment, an instructor should make modifications to one or more of the following elements when necessary: equipment, environment, rules, objectives of lesson, or instruction. For instance, if you have a participant in your movement program with muscular dystrophy and you are playing a ball game, you could provide a variety of choices in ball weight. Specific inclusion suggestions are provided in PHE Canada's Fundamental Movement Skills series for children with physical disabilities, available through excelway.ca. The skilled observer must be able to focus on a single individual's movement response within the context of a changing environment that includes other movers and other stimuli. This enables the instructor to make modifications or provide feedback that increases student safety, student learning, the level of optimal challenge for the student, and opportunities for student improvement. When providing assessment for participants, there are a number of key things to consider. First, it should be authentic. For example, it should be relevant and representative. Second, it should provide useful and formative information. Third, it should be developmentally appropriate, in that the assessment is based upon the developmental characteristics of the whole child. Finally, it is important that instructors know the content, including goals and objectives of the lesson and the observation session. In summary, movement education may be used to both structure a lesson and guide skillful observation. Having students transition through the phases of skill development promotes transferability and building on previous knowledge to accomplish more difficult tasks successfully. Observations become more beneficial when the educator is knowledgeable as to what he or she is looking for. And finally, assessments are only useful when learning takes place for future improvement. Please tune in to our next podcast, where we will explore the next strategy from our education acronym, totality. In that podcast, we will explore the importance of providing students with opportunities to develop total body fitness. This includes providing a wide range of fitness activities that support the development of endurance, strength, and flexibility, and how they foster physical literacy.